Impact measurement, although it's really challenging, can also be really powerful for social impact organizations because it's a tool for learning. It's the way we can know how we're doing and come to understand what it will take to do better. Meaningful measurement is an approach to measurement that centers on learning, not just accountability, and that puts improving rather than proving as the central purpose of measurement. This playbook explains the key principles of meaningful measurement, and we then illustrate how to do meaningful measurement with one particular approach used by the Old Fire Station in Oxford, the storytelling methodology.
The Old Fire Station is an art centre in Oxford.
We opened in 2011, and the first few years we were desperately figuring out how to do this work of including people meaningfully in the life of an art centre. And we were doing amazing things, I'm convinced of that, but we had no way of showing that, of demonstrating that, because we weren't collecting useful information.
Storytelling is an evaluation approach that Old Fire Station developed in 2017 to evaluate its own work.
We collected a load of stories from different people who had very different relationships with the organisation. Some were artists, some were staff, some were partners, some were people experiencing homelessness, some were funders. So the artists didn't talk about how amazing it was to have their first ever solo show in a gallery. The people who were homeless didn't talk about being helped to find somewhere to live. The staff didn't talk about professional development. What they all talked about was that they'd made friends, that they had a sense of belonging, that they connected with other people. They felt a sort of sense of being at home. And we suddenly realised that what we were doing here was enabling people to connect. We rewrote our mission statement and we said, oh, this is what we do, because that's what people have told us that we do.
In 2020, we hosted a webinar to share the outcome of our initial storytelling evaluation, and we expected some interest locally, maybe 30 people to come, and in fact over 200 people attended the webinar, some of them internationally, and all of them shared a real frustration with conventional forms of evaluation. We've since trained over 120 local and national partners in using storytelling, and these organisations include local authorities, other cultural sector organisations, small voluntary and community groups, and national charities.
The storytelling evaluation method places the people closest to the work at the centre of the learning process. So it's about hearing their voices, in their words, describing what change happened for them and why that was important and how it happened. And then bringing a wider group of people together to read those stories and analyse them and learn from them. That's the essence of the method. My top tip is don't start writing a strategy for how to do learning and meaningful measurement, because you'll be writing it for the rest of your life. Just pick a place and start, because it changes the culture of the organisation. It moves you from an organisation that's simply trying to deliver the thing that the funders told you to do into an organisation that's trying to do the right thing.